Episode 169. Are these comics going to make good film and television shows? We got Red Sonja number 15, and we have the Uncanny X-Men number 4. Let's check it out right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I am your host, Frank Zanca. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yeah, I hope everybody had a really great Halloween. And for all of you that helped back Myth Lords, I'm not even going to push it today because you cannot buy it. The campaign is over, but thank everybody for supporting it that did support it. We greatly appreciate it. We got just under the initial stretch goal, so me and Mark, we just unlocked it anyway. So all right, but I will probably push it again once we go to late pledge and the pledge manager opens, but I'll let everybody know what happens. But right now it is off. You can't get it right now. Plus, I just got notification from the printer that Lords of LA is on its way to me. The second issue is on its way. So let me know if you want one. I am signing them. It is my vampire mob set in 1950s Hollywood. It's pretty cool. It's got plenty of blood, sex, and vampire action, blood, gore, the whole bit. It's good stuff. Marilyn Monroe's in it, all this stuff as well. And this is the first issue. So together there are about 90 to 100 pages together. It's pretty cool. All right, just let me know in the comments section. Let's jump into Red Sonja. So Red Sonja, this is written by Thorne Grumbuck. This is number 15. And this is the story. It's a very odd, this one's an odd story. So this is Kulan Gath has taken a soul of a demon and resurrected himself. We haven't seen him in like 2 issues, though. Very odd not to see the villain for 2 issues. So ended up that the soul of the demon ended up going into Red Sonja. So it's talking to her through different things, etc. So she is captured now. She tried to save a couple of girls. She was captured by some roughnecks. And there's more to that. Plus, like the Frost Giant guy is fighting on her behalf to a certain degree against Kulan Gath's army. And we haven't seen that battle in 2 issues either. We've seen like a couple of panels, and that's it. And it's not going to change here. It's very odd storytelling. I'm not sure why Thorne Grumbuck's not telling pieces parts. Like you're supposed to give us a couple pages of the villain, a couple pages of the battle going on, and then what's happening with Red Sonja. That's how this should be paced, but the pacing on this is completely off, and I'm not understanding why. So like we get one panel, that's the only panel of the battle with the Frost Giant going on. That's it. And then we get that's the demon that the soul is in Red Sonja, and then we immediately switch to her taken captive in this village, and I guess they're cannibals. They're eating people, and they chop this guy's arm off to eat it. Yum yum. Make sure that you get spice on there. It needs a little salt. So anyway, she wakes up from whatever, and there's a guy standing in the next cell, and they start talking, and they believe that she is the soul keeper, but the chieftain wants the soul. Now, how do cannibals get souls out of people? Well, apparently they're just going to eat her, and not in the fun way. So the guy in the thing next to the cell next to her is a traitor, and I guess they're going to eat him too, but they're just not hungry quite yet. They want to make sure they don't go swimming first, and then, because they can't eat right after, or whatever, the other way around. Maybe they went swimming and they can't eat until it's whatever. I don't know what side that is. But anyway, he said, well, if you are the soul keeper, then you should know about me. And she does. So she ends up telling him his whole story. She also sees that he's going to die by fire, and then he believes her. So she's like, I'm going to have to get out of here. And they give her drink, and he's like, no, don't drink that. It's gonna put you out. It's got that you know date rape drug in it. Don't do that. So I don't know what that second panel is. He's like, ah! I think that's I know it's frustration, but it looks weird. So anyway, there's the chieftain and his guy. That I guess his guy has his eyes gouged out. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, then we go to, this is not the villain though. This is the demon. We still haven't seen Kulan Goth yet. So the demon is going through this dimension of dead people and people that are on the verge of dying. It's almost like a hellscape. So he's gathering all these dead people as his dead army. And she has this kind of a vision. I like that, the clothes that she has on. I like that panel a lot. Actually, the whole page is pretty good. So anyway, she's having a vision of Kulan Goth, which is the only time we ever see Kulan Goth is in that one panel. And now she wakes back up again. She's doing a lot of midday standing up, sleeping. So she's, I guess they're letting her out to, she gets a crown of thorns almost kind of thing. And she's being a smartass on top of everything else. And she's like, no, you can't eat me, man. And he's like, you got to stay in prison. You can't come back out. And of course, the table's all set, which is a very small table with the amount of people in that village. But, yeah, but then the army starts attacking, which I guess she was trying to buy time because she knew he was coming. So, yeah. So we have some blood and people getting legs ripped off and all this stuff. And then she somehow attacks the chieftain and he's not looking like he's in too good a shape there. So we get a little bit of a battle going on. And we got some really nice splash pages there. I mean, that's pretty good. So this other guy is going to attack her, and then there's the demon on top with his whole army. So we have a whole army battle going on in this village. That's the Asian version. But anyway, yeah. So there's that whole battle going on. It's pretty cool. Heads going off everywhere. Oh, did you need that? I thought you were a dandelion. But anyway, this creature, I don't know what this creature is. You can see the claw scratches her in the arm, and her arm looks pretty gashed up. And the other guy gets let out, and she's like, are you okay? She's like, do I look okay? My arm's falling off. But I guess there's poison in it, and he's about to go. I see. So I like a lot of this. There's a lot of really good stuff here. It's just that the pacing is all off. I mean, all of it's off. So it doesn't mean that it won't make a good film or television show. It just means to be rewritten because it has to be written for in a pace where it's not gonna put people off when they're watching it. Like this is putting me off, so it just needs to be restructured. But so far, I like it. I don't know where it's gonna end, but I like it. It's different. All right, so let's jump into Uncanny X-Men. So this is Rogue, Jubilee, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, and Gambit. And Gambit and Rogue are married in here. And somehow she's able to control her powers. I don't know. I think that's a mistake. She is who she is because she can't control her powers. I think changing that changes her. Because she could just touch people and not affect it and sometimes do. Now, if it was a thing where it was randomized, where it was she couldn't really control it, but it's on and off, that would be better. So, but I'm sure they're not that smart. So anyway, we go back to this other thing, was that they took in a group of mutants, which I think kind of affects the story in a negative way because there's too many characters. And we get this flashback of Charles Xavier with Sarah Gaunt. And if you notice the cover, it says Sarah Gaunt, and apparently it's the big ugly villain there. But anyway, he's having a date with her, but somehow she becomes that creature, and the artwork's okay. So it's a little bit overstated. But anyway, so we switch back because Wolverine was badly wounded in the battle with her. He was leaving, and he didn't quite get very far. He's like, I'm out of here. Oh, damn it. Can't I just go? I'm just going to go to Canada. But anyway, they sense that something's amiss with him, so Rogue and Nightcrawler bamf over there to try to find him. Dun dun dun, and they're like, oh, we see a whole trail of blood. He must be that way. And sure enough, he's about as bloody as you get. And he's like, just leave me. I'm going to die. And they're like, no, we can't do that. And she orders Kurt which is Nightcrawler, to take him away, but she is not going to go because she's going to go fight. And Wolverine says, well, take my healing factor so that's the only way you're going to be able to beat her. And she doesn't. And she tells Remy to stay where he is, which is Gambit. And she gets pounced on by Sarah Gaunt, and a battle ensues. That's pretty cool. Nobody really has the upper hand here, which I think is great. So they each get a good shot in. And then we got this X-Men. Now, this is happening every 2 weeks. This book is coming out every 2 weeks. Why? Why are they doing that? But anyway, they get Wolverine to safety. And then we go back to the school, which is being turned into Greymalkin prison. And this woman is the head of it. And she's the one who kind of let Sarah Gaunt out. So she kind of, later on, she warns, I don't know how she has Remy's phone number, but she calls him and warns him about this. But meanwhile, we get in the licks back and forth of what's going on. She's like, oh, I just got a concussion. Yeah, when you get your head slammed to the ground like that, yeah, something's going to happen there. So, eat dirt. But then she gets this nice knee to the face, etc. So we're not, again, it's a tit for tat situation. And then she slashes her across the face. And she's like, hold on, I need to catch my breath for just a second. She's like, well, that's not the point. Apparently she can retract those claws and actually make a full fist. And then she has to tell her the backstory of her during a hurricane. She loses her kid in a hurricane. I don't know what's going on there. And she blames Charles Xavier for it. But anyway, she drops down into whatever the water is. And she comes back up mutated. And even Rogue says, don't you think that you're a mutant? And she's like, no, it's all Charlie's fault. It's all his fault. And she smacks her across. Oh, sorry, she breaks her arm. That's why I said she's got to be able to retract her claws, because she makes a full fist there. And she's like, oh my God, my arm is broken. Oh. And Remy says, we're going to get her. But she's like, yeah, but she told us not to. She says, well, I don't listen to everything she says. Are you coming or not? And then they go outside, and I guess that little fawn creature from the other thing is outside now with all these cultists. And they're like, put us in, coach. We're ready to die. And I don't know what the hell that is. What is that? Spider-Man finger? I don't know. The shocker? I don't know what that is there. What? That's your hands in? 2 fingers? Yeah, no. This was written by Gail Simone, and she gets some weird ideas sometimes. Apparently has his eyes gouged out too. He's like, just point me in the right direction, because I'm going with you. Okay. And that's it for right now. Actually, this was probably the best issue, and even though I made fun of it, this is the best issue of Uncanny X-Men so far. But buying this every 2 weeks for the next 4 or 5 months, I don't know, man. Their Action Comics is doing every week. They're doing bi-weekly. I don't know what Marvel and DC are even thinking at this point. So, will this make a good movie? No, this is not going to. I did enjoy this issue, but this storyline with the Xavier thing getting taken over, and with this Sarah Gaunt character and all these other kids, it's too convoluted. Too convoluted. We're gonna get an X-Men movie eventually, that's for sure. But we'll see what the group is at that point. And Red Sonja, yeah, so far so good. It needs to be restructured. All right, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Remember to give me that like and give me that subscribe if you can. Give me that thumbs up and ring that bell. Ding, ding. It is free. Why not? And get notified about when I do movie reviews and things like that. I'm putting up the new thing for whatchamacallit, for Star Wars Unlimited, a new card game. I just did an unboxing of that, and then Omeretta I just got in the mail from Kickstarter, so I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to do a review of Trap. I got to see that finally. I missed it in the theater, and thank God I did. All right, well, check out some of my other videos as well. You guys have a great weekend, and I will see you on the next episode. All right.